With the ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement in full swing, more and more car makers are seeing the distinct advantage of sourcing their cars from China. In the local market, the winning formula is to put the words crossover and China into their car offering. It's a perfect blend of specs and amenities at a price point that's pretty much tough to beat. Even the brand snobs couldn't stop this phenomenon because the larger car brands all want a piece of the action. Volkswagen did it, Ford did it, and now Kia has jumped into the arena. What we have here is the latest 2021 Kia Stonic EX, the latest subcompact crossovering of Kia that has been sourced from China. And in this video, we get to review it and drive it. Let's do this! Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome back to another car review and drive impression. If you're new to my channel, I hope you hit that subscribe button and become part of the Reagan's Rides family. If you're my subscriber already, thank you so much for your support by watching this video. I hope you also give it a like. Also special thanks to Kia Mandaluyong for giving us this awesome opportunity to feature the all-new Kia Stonic. I have with me here Mr. Julius Carlos of Kia Mandaluyong.
Hi everyone, I'm Julius Carlos, Sales Consultant of Kia Mandaluyong. Come visit us at Unit 5, 833 Sheridan Street, Winfield District, Mandaluyong City. If you have any questions or inquiries, you can contact me at my details below.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Julius Carlos.
Thank you so much, Sir Reagan.
Now let's begin the review. The Kia Stonic was first introduced in 2017 in Germany, and it's basically a Rio on stilts. Now, while the Stonic is sold worldwide, the Stonics that we get here in the Philippines are all built in China, where it's called the KX1. Now, there are no physical differences between the Korean-made and the Chinese-made Stonics, so that means we get a boatload of features at an affordable price point. This top-spec Kia Stonic EX that I have here retails for 925,000 Philippine pesos, making it a viable competitor against the other mini crossovers out there, or even the super mini sedans and hatchbacks. Now, let's see what kind of specs you get for your money. When you check out the front end of the Kia Stonic, you'll see that it's distinctly a Kia vehicle because of its signature tiger nose front grille right here. Although I must say that it looks more like a tiger cub's nose rather than a tiger nose grille because of its diminutive size. The thing is, you also couldn't call it a grille because there's really no opening that can be found here. But rather, this is more of a design cue that makes it stick with the whole design language of Kia amongst all of its vehicles. It's pretty similar to the front grille that can be found also in the Kia Rio. Now, from your grille, you go over to your gorgeously designed headlights and you can see that there's a lot of nice fancy details that can be found here. And it also has this nice silver trim up top that looks like silver eyebrows. The headlights are also in a nice projector type housing, but these are halogen headlights rather than standard like LED headlights. So yeah, even the top spec EX trim doesn't get LED headlights. However, you do get LED DRLs here, and there's another fancy surprise here in the Stonic because beside those LED DRLs, you've got functional air vents here that serve to cool down the brakes. Not that you'd be doing some hard braking in your Kia Stonic, but well, at least it's nice to have functional air vents. Now, how does this baby breathe anyway? Here in the front bumper, you'll see that you've got an actual front grille down there, and that's where the air would come in to serve and cool down your radiator and your engine. Overall, when you look at the design of this Kia Stonic, you'll see that it's quite Germanic, it's quite macho, and it has this distinct design flavor that can only be penned by the renowned designer Peter Schreier. The side profile of the Kia Stonic continues on with its playful vibe. While my review unit here comes in the monotone blue, but this is a gorgeous blue by itself, you could also spec your Stonic in the nice two-tone color where the A-pillar and the roof are blacked out, but your D-pillar is a nice body color which makes for a very interesting and funky design cue. I must admit though that I like that design so much because it makes the Stonic stand out in a sea of crossovers. Now, this top spec EX gets power side mirrors here, but they're not power folding. You also get LED side repeaters here, and you have a nice major character line here on the belt line, and even your black plastic claddings have this really quirky little design here at the rear end where it has a kink in the design. Well, because Kia can do it, because, well, they are really design masters. Now, the black plastic cladding here at the rear also comes out and swings out with the doors. And speaking of swinging out of the doors of the Stonic has some of the most solid sounding doors that I've ever seen in any of my car reviews. Listen to this. Solid. So despite the budget pricing of this crossover, the doors of this baby is pretty well built. Now when it comes to your wheels and tires, the wheels of this top spec EX come in this nicely sized 16-inch wheels, and the design is in a nice two-tone diamond cut finish here. The tires that are used are 195/60 R16 tires, which are pretty decent tires when it comes to, well, mini crossover like the Stonic. For ground clearance, you get 180 millimeters, so it's safe to say that the Stonic is more of a soft roader or a city roader rather than something that you can take out to the trails. Now when you get to the rear end of the Kia Stonic, you'll see that the rear end is well put together, pretty similar to most of its Kia stable mates. The Stonic gets this sporty rear spoiler here, which if you get it in this monotone color, you'll have it in the same body color as the entire car. But if you opt for the two-tone color that the Stonics come in, well, the rear spoiler will also be blacked out, similar to the roof and the A-pillar, which when you tie it together to the body color D-pillar would look really, really interesting, guys. Now, for your taillights, you'll see that the taillights are also beautifully designed, but these are not LED taillights. These are standard taillights to help keep the cost down. Your rear bumper is also made of black plastic here, but you also have a matte aluminum, well, faux rear skid plate to complete that SUV look. However, when you take a look at the rear end of this Stonic, the way the plate holder is designed here reminds me of a gaping mouth. So if you look at it, it kind of reminds me of, let's say, a Pokemon that's ready to attack, like, wah, like that. Now anyway, when you pop open the lift gate of your Stonic, you'll see that you have a massive 352 liters of trunk capacity, which is pretty much a class leader when it comes to these mini crossovers. You also have the widest opening in its class, which makes loading larger items quite easy into your Stonic. However, the lip that you have here is on the tall side, so if you're loading some heavy things, you'll have to use a little bit more muscle to clear that tall lip. I don't have my luggage with me because I brought my Miata to this car review location, but as you can see, this trunk capacity, the 352 liters, is more than enough to carry a large luggage for you. However, if you need more than 352 liters, you could split fold and tumble down the second row seats, and that should give you 1,155 liters of capacity, which is more than enough for any of those grocery or shopping runs. All Kia Stonics in the country come with a peppy little 1.4-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder petrol engine that is good for 99 horses and 132 Newton-meters of torque. This top-spec EX is equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission, but if you prefer to roll your own gears, you can get the base model Stonic, which can be spec'd with a 5-speed manual. Now, this baby's tiny engine has a pretty stellar fuel economy, with quoted fuel economy figures coming in at around 12 kilometers per liter in the city and 21 kilometers per liter in the highway. You should give credit to the fact that, well, the Stonic has a pretty light weight, that's why it could give you that kind of fuel economy. The Stonic is positioned as Kia's budget crossover, so don't expect any plush interior cabin materials and whatnot here. But having said that, guys, the Stonic still delivers ample cabin amenities and creature comforts that should make your drive a lot more comfortable. The seats of the Stonic, even in this top-spec EX trim, are not in leather, but rather still in fabric material. But the seats of Kia, I dare say, are some of the best seats that you can get in the car industry. The seats are not as soft, but not as firm as well. It's a Goldilocks type of seat. It's just right. You've got a good amount of bolstering here to your thighs and to the side of your body. It's not too aggressive, but not too light as well. Kia makes some of the best seats in the car industry, and the Stonic is no different from that. However, when you look at your steering wheel, the steering wheel, even in the top spec EX, doesn't get a leather wrap. Rather, this is still a urethane material as well as the shift knob, so you could see some of the cost-cutting measures that were done in the Kia Stonic to keep the price a little bit more affordable. You also get your usual buttons here for your hands-free operations and infotainment system, and you get an analog display there in the middle for your tach and your speedometer, and a tiny 3.5-inch TFT display for your vital stats. Now, when you go to the infotainment system, you'll see that that's where Kia put a lot of the budget in the cabin when it comes to the Stonic. The infotainment system is an 8-inch touchscreen display here that has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Bluetooth connectivity. The good thing there is it has some separate buttons here to the side for your volume and your power. The thing, these buttons are not really physical buttons. They're still touchscreen buttons, so they're not really as intuitive as actual physical buttons and knobs. I like the design though of this infotainment area because you've got piano black plastics here surrounding the infotainment screen and the AC vents, and you've got a nice matte silver finish here. I normally don't like piano black finishes, but given the position that it won't really be attracting too much scratches there, this is actually pretty decent. You also get a fully automatic climate control system here in the top spec EX trim, and you also have a USB port here at the bottom part and a 12-volt outlet for charging duties. Now you have a traditional handbrake here. You don't get an electronic parking brake or even an auto hold feature. Not really a big issue. I really prefer the handbrake more than the electronic parking brake, especially for these small crossovers. And you got a couple of cup holders here that are kind of weird when it comes to size. You see in my clean canteen test, the cup holder towards the shift knob is smaller than the one that's to the back. So the cup holder to the front fails the clean canteen test, but the one at the back passes it with flying colors. So it's kind of weird that way. Just make sure you don't get the same size drinks, large size drinks for both yourself and the passenger. Now when you look at the entire cabin layout of the Stonic, you'll see that it's quite ergonomic. Everything just falls into the proper place. Although when it comes to the materials, of course being a budget crossover, you're still surrounded by pretty hard plastics here and there. Not really a big issue, especially for the price that you're paying for this vehicle. But yes, at least when you look at the layout of the cabin, this baby has a very decent layout, and it will make the drive a lot more seamless and convenient for you. Now let's check out the backseat to see what kind of space and toys we can expect in the backseat of the Stonic. Now despite being a subcompact crossover, the Kia Stonic has an ample amount of space right here at the back seat. I'm 5'6", guys, and as you can see, my head takes around 6 inches before it touches the headliner, and my knee room here gives me around 8 inches before I touch the driver's seat back. This is my driving position, seating position, guys. So at 5'6", yes, there's a good amount of space here at the back for your passengers. The good thing there also is the center tunnel is not too high, so that means a third passenger in the second row means that, well, he will have a more comfortable ride inside the Stonic. However, the budget crossover nature of the Stonic can be seen right here at the back seat because you get absolutely zero toys right here at the back. You don't get rear AC vents, you don't get any charging ports, you don't even get a center armrest with a couple of cup holders, or you don't even get a dome light. You do have some bottle holders here at the side of the door panels and a little cubby here where you can park, let's say, your smartphone or a power bank, because as I said, there are no charging ports here at the back. So anyway, guys, let's hop back to the driver's seat and take this Stonic out for a drive just to see what kind of performance this baby crossover can give us. Alright, so we're now behind the wheel of the Kia Stonic, and right off the bat, guys, the seats. As I mentioned, Kia makes some of the best seats in the car industry, and yes, sitting in the driver's seat right now, guys, I could feel that it's a little bit on the firm side, but not too butt punishing, if there's such a term. The seat support is quite good. This would help me have a really good posture. And the good thing there, guys, is the Stonic, despite being a subcompact crossover, also has a great amount of visibility up front and to the sides. Granted, it's not going to have the same visibility as, let's say, a Hyundai Starex that we have there up front, but this is perfectly decent for most drivers, guys. Now when it comes to the steering feel, surprisingly for a budget subcompact crossover, this baby's steering feels quite good. This is a motorized power steering assembly, so you would expect that, well, it's not going to give you too much feedback, but that's not really the case here. The Stonic, even if I'm going at a relatively slow speed here, gives me a decent steering feedback. And I'm quite surprised considering the price point of this vehicle. Now let's try a short burst of acceleration here. Let's go. Alright, so I floored the pedal there, and the Kia Stonic performs like, well, a budget crossover. You don't expect sports car-like levels of acceleration with this vehicle. This is perfect for, let's say, regular city driving, a runabout vehicle, going around town and all that. But if you're going to go on a stoplight drag race, well, you might be a tad bit disappointed, guys, because, well, this is not meant for outright straight line acceleration. Now, when it comes to its suspension and handling feel, well, I've gotten some flack in some of my past videos that are saying that, of course, the suspension is gonna be nice because it's a brand new vehicle. But then, you also would get a feel of like what kind of suspension this baby would have. And when it comes to the Stonic, guys, well, the Stonic suspension feels very solid. It doesn't feel clunky. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break apart in a few months or in a couple of years. This baby feels solid, and just like that solid thunk in its doors, the way I drive it now, it feels like I'm driving something so hefty, despite the size, the subcompact size of this Kia Stonic. I believe that feeling of solidness and heftiness, if there's such a word, is attributed to the fact that this baby has some pretty decent NVH levels. I don't hear too much environment noise from the outside, and although I haven't gone and taken this out to the highway, this baby doesn't feel like it doesn't really have too much road noise when it comes to its tires. So that's another plus for the Stonic. It will give you a highly comfortable ride when it comes to its its NVH levels, its refinement level inside the cabin. Overall, guys, the Kia Stonic is a perfectly decent and, may I say, handsome looking subcompact crossover that you could really take around town and paint the town red, guys. This baby will deliver the goods for you in a way that you really couldn't expect, especially for a subcompact crossover that's priced in the sub 1 million Philippine peso mark. For a vehicle that's meant to take you from point A to point B, the Kia Stonic delivers good looks in spades. In a world where crossovers pretty much all look alike, the funky design styling of the Kia Stonic will make it truly stand out, especially when you get it in yellow and black, or orange and black, or white and black. Well, you get my drift, guys. The two-tone colors of the Stonic, it's love. Once again, thank you guys for watching one of my car reviews. If you like this review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. I promise you guys I'll make it worth your while if you become part of the Reagan Strides family. I'm Reagan, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.